This is Aaron Carter. I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being the silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist. And now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life.
Following developing news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Remember Aaron Carter, the famous singer who ended his own life in 2022? Now, his tape is surfacing once again. People are alleging that P Diddy might be the hidden cause of his death.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background.
Not just you, Jaguar, but we all are. It's high time the unfiltered truth about all this mess is finally revealed.
There was never any kind of homicide investigation, which there should have been. That house should have been closed off. People were tromping through, just like I said. And I think it's wrong.
Aaron's mom alleges that the investigation into this case may have been handled with a lack of honesty, as critical questions remain unanswered. Such an approach raises concerns about the integrity of the investigative process and leaves the possibility of overlooked evidence or alternative explanations.
If you put a body in there and it gets that green or whatever, you put a body in there, and don't you think there'd be some water on the outside when you pull it out and you're supposedly doing CPR? I mean, that overfull tub, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of suspicious. Hey, I know he was an addict.
It's no secret Aaron had a lot to say about his treatment, and some of it was pretty shocking. For these tapes to come out after he's gone? Well, people are scratching heads, wondering if this was an attempt to expose something greater.
Filling off. And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I'm safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself.
It is sad that when Aaron recorded this tape, everybody thought that he was just an addict, lying to collect money for drugs. And people also believed that he died of an overdose, but he was clean for 5 years. Regular drug tests, rehab sessions, counseling, doing everything right to turn his life around. He was focused on getting his son back and had cut ties with his ex, even though the media kept calling her his fiancée. And then there's her behavior. She told him he was going to die, stalked him, and somehow showed up at his house right after he died. Coincidence? Really? Not to mention, she called the police on him just before he was supposed to leave for Florida, accusing him of using drugs. But guess what? It was proven he wasn't. That call delayed his trip because the police flagged an issue with his RV tire. Meanwhile, he was talking about feeling unsafe, about wanting to move somewhere more secure. He knew something wasn't right, and then out of nowhere, he's found dead in a bathtub from an overdose, fully dressed. Sound familiar? So many celebrities go out like this, and every time the story feels off. None of this adds up. Suspicious, isn't it? Aaron's mother and now people are connecting dots, and the more you think, the more it seems unlikely to be a suicide. Could all this be connected to more powerful people? You know who I am talking about, and obviously these people are going to be twisted in their minds because they are literally consuming horse tranquilizers just to get some kicks.
So 2C is the coke, but they take the ketamine and cook it up, and they fold it into the cup. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street special cat. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you were always.
You enter a Diddy party, and you leave with a masterclass in niche narcotics.
Have you ever been to a P Diddy party?
Yeah, several, many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through, like, what goes on, like, when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money.
Right.
And sex.
That's correct.
Jaguar's claims about Diddy's parties reveal a scene filled with sex, alcohol, and cameras everywhere. It's not shocking for celebrity events, but it raises serious concerns about privacy and consent. With so much being recorded, it's a reminder of how risky and invasive these over-the-top parties can be for everyone involved.
Look at my teeth. Right?
Yeah.
Look at my teeth. Look at my face. I'm not a meth head. I've never touched it in my life. It's body shaming. It is the toughest thing to deal with.
Could this be him asking for help? He was carrying a trauma.
Of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
So, in the list of the victims, there were 2 of them who were potentially underage. This could mean the same for Aaron as well, as presumably he was also quite young when he first met and eventually got involved with Diddy.
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
His words clearly show that he grew up in the spotlight, battled family issues, addiction, and mental health battles, and often felt taken advantage of by the very industry that made him famous.
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this. I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
Love Aaron or hate him, the man had a tough life.
Aaron Carter died. Everybody believed it to be an overdose.
Because he looked really bad.
Yeah, he was trying to raise like $100,000 so he could move to an undisclosed location because Tony and his family were conspiring against him.
At the same time that he's making these videos, he was actually speaking out against his own brother, who is Nick Carter. Right after Aaron Carter died, Backstreet Boys got back together. And Backstreet Boys is on the Sony label. Aaron speaking out about Diddy and Nick Carter could have destroyed Bad Boy and the Backstreet Boys.
Okay, so now Aaron Carter's tragic death becomes somehow linked to Almost, spilling all these sensational secrets regarding Diddy and Nick Carter. But Aaron Carter openly spoke about quitting addiction. So how could it be that his reason for death was a drug overdose? Isn't it pretty suspicious?
He was doing great. I mean, he was doing really good. And everyone was so proud of him and cheering for him.
You've got the skeptics standing there and saying that this feels like another attempt to drag someone's name through the mud. And then you've got people who are just sad. Sad for Aaron, sad for his family, and sad for what this says about how we treat people in the public eye. Here's the thing, people. Aaron Carter's tapes have shed light on some uncomfortable truths about fame, power, and the entertainment industry. He lived a life of highs and lows, and his demons were made a public spectacle for so long. If there's one lesson to take away from this, it's that we need to do better, whether it's supporting people in the spotlight or being careful to separate facts from fiction when stories like this come out. There are people who are also connecting and speculating about Aaron's death with other such celebrity deaths in the same mysterious manner. So where does this story go from here? Well, it's hard to say. Diddy's legal team seems hell-bent on shutting this down, but as we all know, once something's on the internet, it's there. Do we see lawsuits, a deeper investigation, or will this story fade into so many others? One thing is sure, this situation is far from over.
What's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear? I don't even know how to answer that question. Not being able to live as long as I can.
Looking back now, he was right to fear that, because that's what exactly happened. According to the officials, it was drugs that cut his life short. But do you guys believe that? Please tell me in the comments, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when the next updates will come.